Good spooky day to all of you out there. It's officially now 2 weeks before Halloween. And because it's 2 weeks for Halloween, I'm in a good mood lately. I'm not even just in a good mood because obviously, well, I got a little bit lucky in a previous video, and that's really cool. That's always fun. It's not just because of the Halloween background or the fact that, oh my god, this morning, for the first time this month, I actually had fun playing Marvel Snap with the new Marvel Snap mode that just came out, which is actually a ton of fun and doesn't get me angry in a card game when I lose, because I get competitive. None of that is as important to my actual just general good mood. There's a lot of stuff happening for me inside this channel, inside games, and outside of games. I have a really major life event coming up very soon, and I don't know if I'm super comfortable going into that, so I don't even know why I brought it up. I guess I'm just a little rambling. But the Halloween spirit does floweth within me, and I do want to do some, what I'm going to call grab bag playthrough videos, where I'm just going to play through the first maybe couple hours of certain Halloween-y games leading up to Halloween. This does mean that the Rebirth playthroughs are on hiatus for a little bit. They'll return in November after I've had some time to play Metaphor more, which I'm not streaming because Atlas is just, I don't want to play Atlas games. I just don't. Even though I have a ton of opinions on Metaphor. But yeah, Halloween playthroughs, I'm going to be doing some of those to keep the channel content flowing. If for whatever reason there's a million views on one of them, I guess I'll play through the whole damn thing. But I kind of just want to do a little bit of grab baggy here, there, certain games, and nothing too serious. So yeah, thanks for supporting the channel. But the actual reason that I'm making this video is to talk about my Wotv positive experience in 2024, because I don't think that 2024 has been a great year for Wotv. I just don't. We've lost a lot of people just going off to play other games, which is fine for them, but it is a little sad when, we don't have all of those people. And there have been some really big bright spots this year, like the Veritas units. As slow and as cumbersome as they are to get and build, there's been things to do this year, and I mean, all of these characters could have just been gacha, and not even they would have just been gacha to replace characters that came out this year. They could have just been thrown into the gacha pool, and that would have been way more expensive and probably more disappointed. And you know what? These characters, for their freeness, that's a word, are actually pretty damn decent in the right comps with the right equipment and everything. And that's a really cool thing to say for characters that are essentially free. They didn't shortchange these characters by not giving them limit bursts. They have limit burst animations. They have real effort put into them. Not all of the battle models look great, but transition to 3D, what you gonna do, right? We can't all be Ocarina of Time. That's a dated reference. But the other thing I want to shout out is the Tactics event, because the Tactics event is by far and away, I look back today and ow, I hit my leg on my desk. The Tactics event is by far and away my favorite thing that's happened in this last year of Wotv. And maybe it has been a little bit strategically placed right before the 5th anniversary to garner goodwill with the player base, get some players back before, the 5th anniversary hype starts. And that's just good marketing. I don't really see that as a negative thing. That's some people doing their job and doing their job right. It's a little sad that we haven't gotten more of that. But yeah, looking at the net, as the Tactics event is getting closer to coming to global, and for JP players, it's been going on for a while now, it's pretty safe to say that the net outcome results have been great for a bunch of these old characters. Gaff and Mustadio are decent low-cost characters for squeezing into incredibly cost-limited events where you want to keep very high cost characters as well. That's great. Ramza is legitimately scary with light and dark characters because he can give some really nice boosts. He's great support, and he's actually a fantastic splash evasion character, which surprisingly works very well in the current meta. So that is kind of cool, but I wouldn't say that Ramza is overpowered or has been meta warping. It's just been good, and that's kind of crazy to say when we have so many characters come out this year that are just, well, they just absolutely tip the scale of where the meta is. It's really nice to just say, oh yeah, Ramza came out and he was just good and impactful, but not warping. That's crazy to say. Delita, I think, has fallen a little bit short just because Fire is in such a good place already and really didn't need him, and kind of had struggled against some of the more upgraded characters. I mean, honestly, like, if you were a Fire and you didn't have any other better choices, not bad, but you do gotta really, really be careful about how you're threading that needle. For me, as we work our way back around, because I haven't done Ramza at all. I have done specifically this party, and for the last 2 weeks, considering that 2 of these characters are from incredibly early Wotv, this party's been fantastic for staying way above 5,000. And you know, the bonus helps, but it really is just so great. I feel actually competitive again. And I haven't even fully reincarnated Orlandu or Agrius. They're just really, really good, even at about 10 reincarnations in the current scale. And you look around and there's actually a really big representation of Agrius in like competitive teams and Orlandu in competitive teams, and they're mixed in with new characters, old characters. It's been really, really refreshing to kind of get this breath of fresh air within the last few months of just powerful character on top of powerful character on top of powerful character, of like, if you don't have this, then you're just kind of doing the best you can. And now all of a sudden, hey, Orlandu is the legitimate most scary character of this entire collaboration, and one of the most scary characters in the meta right now. And that's not to say that like powerful characters don't still compete really well. It's just that, well, when you are there's a little bit more competitiveness between old and new characters. We haven't seen that at all this year. So yeah, I don't know, we'll throw a match on while I'm just rambling, but this has been a great team. It hasn't been 100% accurate. I still lose, but like some Shrekken teams I've been able to win against, and I haven't felt like I've been really able to do that recently, which is cool. The status effects of Agrius can just be a bit of a coin flip, but it doesn't bother me so much since Agrius is pretty readily available and not just everywhere. They didn't push her too hard. In terms of like the tactics, what tactics did really, really well, besides kind of giving each of the characters their own avenue of like, Delita's not oppressive, Ramza's kind of better in dodge, who else? Agrius has status effects, but the amount of fire out there, she's never felt oppressive, and they didn't make her overly oppressive. It was probably a better idea to make Orlandu the best character from this collaboration, because if it had been Agrius, that would have just been status effect hell and would have been probably more of a frustrating experience. But Orlandu just being really, really strong and an efficient character, a lot of people gravitated to him besides Agrius if they only had to choose one. And you look at like the JP websites that have rated characters, and Orlandu is actually like not even up there on game 8. I don't even think he's double S according to their opinion, but honestly, from my experience, it's been absolutely crazy to watch and use. So yeah, I don't even really know what else to say other than it's just been like, this is kind of a summary of what has happened with tactics, and that it's been a really big bright spot and has garnered a bunch of goodwill from me. I'm hoping the big trend of conversation on a lot of JP right now is that we are really hoping that this is not going to be just a one-off. Oh, okay, well, we lost, so that kind of shows just how things can go essentially wrong very quickly. Like, oh, she got the stop status effect. Congratulations, you win. So yeah, we'll take the L on this one. Which isn't, you know, it doesn't make me feel bad. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, it's just been a good feeling the last week or so, last couple of weeks since this collaboration has come back in. It does feel like hopefully this will be a bit more of a turning point. That, oh yeah, the conversation that a lot of people are kind of having is that we are hoping that this is going to be a continuing trend, that these kind of upgrades are going to be what's going to happen from the 5th anniversary onwards for a lot of old characters. Not even Wotv characters so much, but I think the collaboration characters need to be given that. And I think it's about time as well to just do those upgrades and at the same time bring them permanently into the game and create like a collaboration pool of characters and a Wotv pool of characters and kind of split them, because at this point the pool is so big anyway that I can't imagine that it would really affect the bottom line that much when you're already selling Wotv characters. So I mean, like, what does it even matter at this point? You're just selling the Wotv characters to, or any of the characters really, to people, just to make the gacha a little bit more appealing for others, I guess. So that is my thoughts, such as it is. I guess we can sit around and watch this collaboration, or this last little bit. And at the end of this video, I guess if you have a Halloween game, themed game of some kind that you'd like me to play, if you have any suggestions, please throw it up on the comment section in this video. I will do my best to actually play it. However, of course, not necessarily going to be able to do any suggestion, and if there's no suggestions, then I just get to play whatever I want, which is also kind of fun. Sometimes it's just he who status affects first status affects better, you know. And it's a little bad, but oh, we got hit. Pain. Agrius not attacking there. All right, now I guess it's our turn. Nice super fast turnover there. Preemptive attack, and boom, there's what that team looks like when it works perfectly well. The status effects, everything, it's so good. Definitely, I would even maybe go so far as to say it's my favorite composition of the entire year. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully for Global, this garners a ton of goodwill, get some people back in the game, because you know what? You can be totally competitive, totally fine. And I'm sure that there are some comeback campaigns for people who have left for a while. You know, Doesn't mean that you have to devote your life again to it, but you can come back, play around a bit, have some fun, enjoy some new character models and everything and like that, and I don't know, dig in the Halloween vibes. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. See you in spooky games soon enough. Later.